Hey guys, and welcome back to the channel for another Project Zomboid video. I've been making videos for this game for a couple of months now, and one question that I keep getting asked in the comments is what bases I choose, or the best ones for the map. So I figured it's about time I make a video on how I choose my base each playthrough, and what features I look for in a good base setup in Project Zomboid. If you find this video useful, be sure to like it and subscribe to the channel to give me a helping hand. It really does help. You can also purchase Project Zomboid on Humble Bundle through the link in the description of this video if you want to support me and try the game at the same time. So why is choosing the right base so important? Well, in Project Zomboid, a good base location is imperative to your survival. The most important part is finding somewhere that's safe to sleep, so security is paramount. But there's a lot of other features that many new players just don't think about and end up regretting their choice later on. But like we said, security is the most important aspect, so let's look at how we can choose a base with this in mind first and foremost. One of the easiest ways to ensure your survival overnight and maintain a safe HQ in Project Zomboid is to base in the upper floor of a building. This can be just about any building with a second floor, but upper floor apartments make a great choice as often all the appliances like stoves are already installed. Once you can find yourself a sledgehammer, you'll be able to knock out the stairs and run sheet ropes out of your windows with the help of a hammer and some nails. This will prevent zombies from accessing your base in any way and give you multiple routes to get out without putting yourself at risk. Alternatively, you want to keep your eyes open for any location with an exterior fence or wall. Many warehouses, for example, will have high metal fences that surround them, which zombies will not break. This is quite often my preference when picking a base, just because it looks cool and it gives me a lot of outdoor space rather than leaving me confined to the upper floor of a building. But that's just my personal preference. Speaking of space, that's what we're going to be talking about next. This really depends on how you want to make your base, but considering the amount of floor space you have is important. If you don't have enough space and don't have a secure outdoor area, you can always build yourself one with the carpentry skill. Building some wooden walls outside of one of the doors to your base can be used to build a garage for your vehicles, a space to cultivate crops, or just somewhere to put your rain collectors when you can be sure that zombies won't sneak up on you, allowing you to fast forward time when washing your character, for example. The alternative is to find a building with roof access. Again, warehouses are quite often a good bet for this. I use roof areas for farming and rain collection usually, making for a safe area to tend to the crops. All you need is a shovel or trowel and a few sacks to carry dirt to the roof. Simple, effective, and cuts down on your base profile whilst also keeping your crops safe. On the inside of your base, you'll want to consider how much space is immediately available for things like storage, appliances, and space for vehicles. Storing vehicles inside is always going to be preferential, because in a pinch you can access your vehicle and drive to safety when you're being overrun. You're likely going to be moving a lot of furniture to your base, so just think about how much space you have and how much you may end up needing when you start moving things in. If you're someone that likes to build a lot or move in new furniture, fire stations often make a good choice. They come complete with kitchens, garage space, and some even contain medical stations as well. The fire station in Rosewood, which is a commonly used modded map, is a great example of a good base. 90% of the things you'll need whilst maintaining plenty of room and storage. Now, earlier we mentioned the benefit of having an exterior fence or wall if you want to choose a base that has an accessible ground floor, but this isn't always going to be an option. Something that's worth keeping in mind if this isn't possible for you is the number of windows and doors a location has. The more windows and doors, the more entrances and exits you can make for yourself, but it's also more locations that the undead can break in through if it comes to that. Personally, I like to operate a garage door as my main entrance, since it takes a bit more time to destroy than a regular door. I then tend to leave one exit on the other side of the building and barricade everything else, either with metal sheets or wooden planks. Sometimes it's even worth building walls or doorways between you and the exits to make sure that if the worst does happen, there's more doorways between you and the zombies when you're sleeping or when you're trying to hold off large hordes. It'll buy you time if you need it. Where possible though, try to pick somewhere that isn't covered in windows. Okay, so we know what kind of building we're looking for, but whereabouts in terms of location do we want to try and base? Ultimately, this part is up to you, but I tend to try and base on the outskirts of a large town or city. You want somewhere that's not going to be swarming with zombies, but isn't too far away from the action and will make supply runs a little easier for you. Obviously, you can choose to base out in the sticks if you'd like to, but just remember that the further away from a town you are, the more you're going to need a car to get things done, and this will obviously cost fuel. There's also much less time to get things done when there's daylight, so my personal preference is to build close enough that I can get into town quickly and maximize my potential looting time. If possible, I'd also recommend making sure that you are either near to a forested area or a body of water. The only reason I suggest this is that it's going to give you access to a reliable source of meat or fish, depending on which you choose, to pair with the vegetables you'll be growing from your farm. Having a forested area will allow you to utilize trapping and catch animals like rabbits, squirrels, or birds. Having a body of water nearby will obviously allow you to catch different types of fish. Either way, it's a pretty valuable resource to have at your disposal once the power goes off. Anyway, that's it from me in this one, guys. Super short and sweet, but I hope this proved useful, and I wish you all the best of luck in finding the perfect base for you in the days to come. If you have any questions, feel free to stop by my Twitch channel on twitch.tv/MrAtomicDuck. I stream every day, and I'm always happy to help. That said, have a good one, guys, and I will see you all in the next one.